Chips. Yeshiva will walk in, rebound score! Seconds left for Yeshiva, rebound score!
Back off, I'll take you on!
Rebound and in and back over the shoulder.
I know that you are
Score!
headstrong!
See it all by himself, he
Back
scored!
off, I'll take you on!
Alberta,
Headstrong!
in front,
Take
Hayes.
on
Now back in and a goal. Score!
Open. Hey, it works. Every time you get the puck, go. You get run and gun, run and gun, run and gun. The whole game.
In the beginning, there was no pressure. There were no expectations. Just some guys playing competitive sports. The Yeshiva University roller hockey program did not start out with a bang. If anything, it started with a whimper.
We had spent so much time building up the team the first few months of the school year to get there to our first game, and have Parrish freaking dipsy doodle through everybody's legs and roof it over Giraz. It was kind of like, this is going to be a long season, but at the same time, we knew what we were capable of. In the end, we scored 23 goals that game.
Jake Ratzker's goal minutes later, the first in team history, not only kickstarted a 23-5 victory, but a championship-winning season as well.
D4, it was a really long time ago actually. It was a really cool experience. And we started winning right off the bat, so that was pretty cool.
I think playing in D4 last year was the perfect situation for us. Going in, everyone was always nervous to see what was going to happen.
We had a good run in D4. It was a good run to the championship, and obviously a huge success winning it all.
It is said that greatness stems from grand beginnings, and the YU roller hockey team is no exception. In their very first game of existence, the Maccabees broke the all-time Division IV record for goals in a game with their 23-5 victory over Niagara University.
It was exciting for us to prove to ourselves more so than anyone else that we really did belong in this league.
Send me this later, I'll give you my number. Thank you.
That was good.
And the goal that Yeshiva surrendered 20 seconds into their first contest was one of the few low points in their season as they went 11-0-1 en route to a first-year championship season. Avi Margulies took home the award for Rookie of the Year, Daniel Janikowski won Scholar Athlete of the Year, and Joseph Robin won Goaltender of the Year in addition to playoff MVP. But there was only one trophy that the team really cared about.
The Yeshiva Maccabees are the 2015-2016 ACRHA Division IV Regional Champions.
From there, the team knew that there was only one direction for them to go, and that was up.
This isn't challenging enough for us. We won, but we know how good we are, and we need to get to the next level.
It was good exposure for us. I think that it was pretty necessary in the development and the maturation process for the team and the program as a whole.
We knew we wanted more. Our team likes to play up to our competitions. We also wanted a chance at Nattys.
YU picked up in Division II right where they left off. They tore through the regular season, going 15-2-1, and went into the regional championship tournament tied for second in the entire conference. In addition, several players were named finalists for some of the league awards. Ari Drazen for Player of the Year, Jesse Gordon and Eitan Bardash for Scholar Athlete of the Year, Amir Gavarin for Team Rep of the Year, and the team was named a finalist for the Club Sportsmanship Award and took home Best Rivalry together with Stony Brook University. Then, on February 16th, the team was featured in an article in the New York Times detailing their heroic climb to fame and success.
First and foremost, it was very cool. It gave a lot of legitimacy to the program.
It was shared on our Facebook page, it was shared by YU, it was just shared by everyone, and it just blew up, and it was just such an honor that we were able to be such a Kiddush Hashem for the whole Jewish community.
The article was an immediate hit in the yeshiva world, as the team and players were inundated with congratulations from friends and family all around the world.
Being reported on in the New York Times, that was really unbelievable. I was so inspired. Such an unbelievable Kiddush Hashem, so beautiful.
The team knew it was important to use their platform and take advantage of their reach to do good in the community. Through a Twitter campaign, they raised $324 for a mental health initiative, showing that the team understood the importance of setting a good example off the ice.
The team also ran this initiative on Twitter to raise money for Mental Health America. Really unbelievable. They raised so much money in the end.
Then goes just wide, and that will do it for the game. Northeastern beats Yeshiva.
Yeshiva's season came to a startling halt in the regional tournament against the Northeastern University Huskies. The loss to the Huskies, combined with a Sabbath day forfeit to Oswego, meant the end of the line for the Maccabees. They had a slight chance at redemption in a 5th place game against Penn State, but they fell short in that also.
We had a great season, but we fell kind of short in regionals, and I was kind of afraid that, we'd get bumped from our spot.
I was only nervous about the mental stability of one person on the team.
Not good. Not good. I was, obviously pretty devastated. We drove back to the Heights, didn't shower, nothing didn't change. I just went to sleep, totally sweating, like the whole deal. I didn't even care. Like I for all intents and purposes, I basically had died that night, and I stayed in bed probably until 2 hours before the selection.
With their disappointing performance at Reggie's fresh on their mind, the team had to hope that the strength of their regular season would be enough to somehow slide into Nattys on Selection Monday. With some players more optimistic than others, a small viewing party was gathered in one Heights apartment, while many others listened in the solitude of their own dwellings.
Well, the announcement, I kind of like keeping everybody in suspense a little bit. We have the D2 bid. D2 Nationals bids are in. We are going to show them to you because that's what we're here to do. If you are sitting here waiting, trying to see if your team is going to make it, best of luck to you guys. Penn State is in, Stony Brook, Tennessee, and Yeshiva.
I just remember vividly me and Avi Margulies, we were listening in, and when we heard our name, we made a lot of noise, kind of disrupted the entire library.
It's a moment I'll never forget. It gave us, that worth, that everything was, worth it, and, all the hard work that we put in, paid off.
We had the right to be there. We had a lot of quality wins over the course of the season.
To be able to say that you're the top 20 in anything in the country, it's really special.
Now that the team made it to Nattys, it was time to hit the ice to prepare for the road ahead.
We had to be prepared in the national tournament to be able to skate.
ISCA, located in North Arlington, New Jersey, has been a home away from home for many of the members of the team. Between open hockey on Saturday nights and the House League, some players spent a nice chunk of their week perfecting their craft. Guiding the team was roller hockey legend Chris Moore, the founder of the Newman Hockey Program.
It was really amazing for us to have Chris. First of all, he was so generous with his time, just spending time practicing with us. It was just huge for us to have a guy who actually knew the sport to be able to help us throughout, and the tips on the little things. He's just the most furtive guy in the entire world.
Try to show finer points and stay off of the lineup because I don't know what everybody brings to the table, especially at the midpoint of the season. It was more fine-tuning, but change the power play because the diamond is a lot better than the box.
Pretty excited. Time to get a little more exposure to the team.
The team earned a guest spot on Shield News, the university's weekly news broadcast.
I think the key to success is just kind of, playing how we've been playing the whole year.
Because you guys aren't just some club team. Now you guys have a national spotlight. How has that affected the team overall?
A goal of this season was to create recognition for us, and not just for this year's team, but for for all future years.
I'll be watching. I hope as many viewers as you guys can. Please tune into the games. You can follow the roller hockey team on all forms of social media. I know you guys have a Facebook page, Snapchat, Instagram. So make sure to tune in and follow the team and cheer on our YU roller hockey team. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Shield News.
Thank you for having us.
Putting a lot of effort into that day, as I had spent the past 2 weeks planning basically every second of that day. This was the start of our Nattys run, and that came with everything along with it.
Nattys! With the vans packed and ready to go, the team was going to have to face their first obstacle of the national tournament, catching the plane.
We got on the vans, we were all excited, and as we're getting on the highway, there's a ton of traffic.
We were going to get to the airport about an hour after the flight took off, put on the Waze, got rid of the traffic, went a different way. I'll say all success goes to this guy right here.
As if the slow morning traffic wasn't enough, the team was now going to have to face long lines at airport security before being able to board the plane.
Trip's going well. I don't know, a little late. It's a nice lady. How much time? 14. You got it. 14.
With 10 minutes to go before the flight, we had 4 guys at the gate.
7 minutes to spare.
You got hairy legs, Jason.
Oh yeah. There's nothing better than just going to Florida and just talking hockey by a pool.
After a day of chilling in the Florida sun, the team was ready to fire up the grill for the first of many times that week.
I'm very into barbecuing, and I'm pretty thankful that I perfected my grilling skills over that weekend. I think we barbecued a total of 15 times.
With the knowledge that they'll be kicking off the entire tournament the next morning at 7 a.m., the team chowed down the barbecue and prayed hard before making an attempt at a good night's sleep. After months of preparation, the date of Yeshiva's first Nattys game was here at last.
He's not going to talk for long because I'm on 1 hour of sleep and I can't really get a sentence together. Let's think of what we had to do to get to this point and focus on that last game of the season where there's a lot of disappointment and people were angry, but this is our chance to put it all behind us and use all that momentum and sort of channel it to this weekend and play as hard as we can, because this is our chance.
At first, everyone was kind of nervous. We didn't really know what to expect.
You're nervous because you've never seen these guys before. The second you kind of get out there and you're with your guys and you can rely on them, especially a team like ours that I think we had a lot of faith in each other. I think once you get out there, it kind of all just washes away.
When we got out there and they only had 3 guys skating, didn't have a goalie yet. We got an early power play. That definitely helped.
All right, boys. This is what we're here for. Go out there, have fun, realize where you are, take it in, okay? Never gonna have an experience like this again. Playing for each other, playing for yourself, playing for the school. Let's do it, enjoy it. Let's go win some games, boys. Shoot early on this guy, he hasn't warmed up. Let's get it, boys. Do it for yourself, do it for the next year, do it for the school. On to the team. Ready? 1, 2, 3, team!
Illinois State's tardiness meant Yeshiva would start their Nattys journey on the power play, and they were set on capitalizing on this opportunity.
That's Illinois State is on the penalty kill here.
It was a sigh of relief, and also it just meant that our time with Chris till 2 a.m. in the morning at ISCA wasn't a waste of time after all.
With Yeshiva pressuring, it was only a matter of time before somebody would break the ice.
Working in, we'll send it just wide. Puck bouncing up over there. Rebounding in, and it bounced over the shoulder of Sablich.
Donnie Fuchs's putback goal gave Yeshiva a much-needed early lead.
Maselli says it all.
And Yeshiva would waste no time in getting another, as a good defensive play by Benji Schulman led to a second goal for the Max.
On the rink as it's picked up now by Illinois State, and a shot and a goal scored by Yeshiva.
Gino had a pretty solid impact on the season.
Moshe Ganuth, or Gino, made an impact on the team immediately. While he's a man of few words, his serious demeanor is the perfect counterbalance on a team filled with loud idiots and fools.
I'm looking forward to watching him over the next 2 years as he develops.
It felt great. It was important for us to start off on the right foot, and I was happy to contribute.
Puck now coming in, we will have a penalty coming up here.
YU continued to apply copious amounts of pressure as they refused to take their foot off the gas pedal in the first period.
Metzger working in, will send a shot.
While stalwart goaltender Joseph Robin put the kibosh on every Illinois State opportunity.
Lost to Kansas State in the division. And held on to by Robin for the stoppage in play.
The second period saw more quality chances by Yeshiva. They tacked on another couple of goals thanks to Amir Gavrin and Jake Ratzker to take a 4-0 lead going into the third period.
As puck is sent in on net, now backed in, and a goal scored by Yeshiva. Puck now working back in, is sent in on net. Puck still loose out in front, and it is sent in for a goal by Yeshiva.
The Cardinals showed some life in the third period, finally getting one by Robin. But all they were doing was delaying the inevitable, as Yeshiva swarmed Illinois State for the rest of the game.
Olin stills it away. Grazine will send in a rebound put in off the side. Now poked aside. A good defensive play as a shot.
Yeshiva filled the net 4 more times in the final frame, including 2 more by Gino to give him the hat trick.
Yeshiva try to send another shot. Rebound shot goes in. Puck sent in, and a shot and a goal scored. Picked up, sent in, and a shot and a goal deflected up into the net. Januth. That is his third goal of the game.
And with that, Yeshiva opened their national tournament with a noteworthy 8-1 skunking of Illinois State.
There were a lot of great moments throughout Nattys, and one that I think is a bit overlooked was my great celly after that opening win against Illinois State. Just paying homage to the greats, Fleury and Price back in 2011, just copying that iconic celebration. I really think I nailed it, and I think that's what really got the team going. That's what really helped us find our strides, and we just rolled from there.
With the business on the ice taken care of, it was time to figure out who was to be the recipient of the Viking helmet, awarded to the player of the game after each victory.
What are you giving it to?
No, Gino.
Do you want last?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna No. But Gino wants it. You can give it to Gino. Give it to yourself.
You have that worry in the back of your head of like, are the guys too confident? Are the guys overconfident? And is that going to affect the way they play on the next game? The way that we beat that team, we played such a smart game. Nobody came into the next game being overconfident or cocky or anything like that.
With the team's first victory behind them and the laundry taken care of, it was time for the squad to board the bus and take a trip down to Miami to enjoy the rest of the day off.
We had David Sampson come in, president of the Miami Marlins, to speak to our class. We set up a call together, and then we speak. I was going for the fences at first, so I said, let's play scrimmage against the Marlins. He wasn't going to hear it. Also, they were in New York. Then I asked if we could take batting practice, but as we all know, the groundskeeping crew is pretty uptight about their grass. And then I settled on a stadium tour, and he agreed to that. And then I was in touch with the assistant executive to the president, Beth. And we got hooked up with Christina, and the rest is history. It was just a great time.
Watch the step here,
You like bullpen practice? Be silent, man. I do like batting practice.
That whole trip to Miami just kind of like summed it all up. The actual game itself is secondary to the experience.
Let's go Marlins.
What sport do the Marlins play?
Football now.
High fly ball, deep center field. Coach goes back. He can't go!
Instagram, Snap, and Team.
The Maccabees never lost sight of the fact that, even though they were in Florida to compete on the court, it would be the breaks in between the games that would make this trip one they will never forget.
What about you? I like the park. It's a good park. Good park? Good park.
After the park, the team went to the Mimosa Hotel for some R&R and even met a dedicated fan.
Wait, you guys get in the finals, we're driving to Fort Myers Sunday morning.
That's right, baby.
That's what I like to hear. Eating our faces for you.
That's right, yeah! You almost take for granted when it's happening because you're trying to make sure that you soak it in, that it's like, oh man, I have this, this in-depth tour, and I'm getting a great meal later that night, and all that. So you want to make sure that you stay in the moment so you can enjoy it because, it's a fun time, but you can only realize after how special that is.
The next opponent was a formidable Denver squad, whom Yeshiva knew would be a tough out. After an exhausting day in the sun, it was going to be no easy task. The large Denver team played tough hockey, and the Macs knew that they would have to dig deep if they wanted to pull out their second consecutive W.
2-1 opportunity as Fuchs didn't exactly get a shot.
I always thought of our team as a much more scrappy team. We always get to lose pucks, or we keep fighting. Even if we lose that first battle initially, we get back and we lift their stick and take it from them. So the size of the team didn't really matter. We just played our game.
It's about wanting it more than they do, working harder and being much more further.
Yeshiva refused to back down, and their speed was on full display. The sizable speed disparity led to plenty of odd-man rushes and scoring chances for the Macs, and it was only a matter of time before YU would put the biscuit in the basket.
The drive off the pipe, then off the back of Pete. Yeshiva will rush back on and try and get a 2-on-1. Opportunity for Ratsker. He's got lots of room. Walks in, rebound, scores!
The smiles would vanish quickly, however, as a scary moment occurred in Yeshiva's own end.
Kaplan, a shot, goes off the defender. Rebound and a delayed penalty coming up.
Benji, what was it like getting decapitated by your own teammate?
Truthfully, I don't really remember it. Still not sure if you're right about my own teammate thing. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Margot, but if it was, I forgive him.
After the accident, Yeshiva mustered up one last chance in the first and went into intermission holding a 1-0 lead. Denver came out firing in the second period, looking to even things up, but goaltender Yoni Jarazowitz was up to the task in his first start at Nattys.
Glove save!
A bad line change following a Denver chance led to a transition breakaway for Donnie Fuchs, who made no mistake slamming home the second goal for YU.
Just a little bit wide. Another opportunity for Denver. Whoa, no defense back on the change. Fuchs in all by himself. He scores!
YU's transition offense continued to shine as Denver could not quite slow the Macs down.
Opportunity here. Margulies, he's got one already. Plenty of time. Sticks, move, save. Peter.
And before you knew it, Yeshiva got their second of the period off the stick of Eitan Bardash on a crisp breakout play.
Goodman forward and Wentz. Fuchs backdoor. Wide open. Scores!
With a 3-0 lead to start the third period, an early penalty by YU gave Denver just the opening they needed to climb back into the game.
He shoots, he scores!
Both teams traded chances in the 2-goal game, but neither goalie would bite. Both teams knew how important the next goal was, as the fate of the game hung in the balance.
On goal, sticked away, a rebound shot, save!
And with 6:42 remaining in regulation, Yeshiva caught a break.
Hefner, no! No, it is waved off. Hefner wants to know why. He was firing away at that rebound in front, and apparently it looked like it was covered.
With 3 minutes left, a penalty by Avi Margulies gave Denver an opportunity to pull it to within one. And with Denver 1 for their last one on the power play, this was the last thing Yeshiva needed. And Denver wasted no time converting.
I would assume he's asking when he should get called to the bench. Oh, wow, what a laser by Dermott, and he scores for Denver.
Now Yeshiva had to find a way to hold off the ferocious third period comeback, something they had not been able to do very effectively this season.
Some guys on the team aren't going to like my answer, but after we gave up those 2 goals, I thought they were for sure tying it up.
With a minute to go, Denver had one last heart-stopping chance before Yeshiva was finally able to put the game away.
Ekberg walks around, he's got an opportunity shot. Oh, just over the net.
Especially when they hit that crossbar or post on a breakaway with like 3 minutes left. Sometimes hockey gods are on your side.
Still with it. A cross intercepted. Chip back by Goodman as Yeshiva tries to push it forward. Nobody between him and the goal. Drazen touches it into the net, and that should do it.
And with that, Yeshiva took home the 4-2 win over Denver to start Nattys off on an impressive 2-game win streak.
Alright, well, Donnie had a sick game here.
So who's it going to?
What an injury!
I thought that was a butt filler.
With the 2-0 start, the Macs automatically clinched a berth to the Sweet 16. They had a big game coming up later that day, but for now, they could indulge in some cholesterol-heavy treats, or, for some, a healthier option.
It's not alright.
Found out that, in particular, like...
While the grind of Nattys is difficult on any individual, this year it was especially difficult for Mike and Jake, who had to overcome their own challenges.
It's a huge chutzpah to schedule something the same week of the Masters. I mean, the entire country should be shut down Masters week. Mike, I know you got me on that one.
Very, very, very difficult. I was on my phone in the locker room during every single one of Amir's speeches.
Game. I think that's what's given us success in the first 2 games. And if we keep playing Yeshiva hockey like we do.
Yeshiva went into the Cal State game looking to make a statement.
We were both 2-0, so it was a big deal. We knew they were very good, so we were just very, very excited to show them what we had.
What Yeshiva had, however, was devastatingly not nearly enough. Whether it was causing turnovers, creating chances, or winning puck battles, Cal State demolished Yeshiva in every facet of the game. The Macs were completely stymied and had no answer for Cal State's attack.
Gordon to Drazen. Puck poked away from him.
I think the thing that made Cal State the hardest thing to play against was the fact that they were undoubtedly just better than us.
Is Benji Schulman. Schulman now coming in. Puck now backhanded over to Ratzker. Ratzker. Check that Drazen. Ari Drazen. There's Drazen.
Cal State was probably the best team we played all year.
Yeshiva surrendered 31 shots to Cal State, the second most they've allowed in a game throughout the season. Despite all the action, Robin did his best to stand his ground. Even J-Roz saw some action while sitting on the bench.
Up into the Yeshiva bench. Picked up. Here comes Fullerton. Fullerton coming in.
It was a rough game for everybody involved, and it left Yeshiva both physically and emotionally drained afterwards.
As a shot from Fullerton goes up into the netting with 1 minute to go here. In regulation, 8-1 is your score. Puck.
If there was one positive from that game, it was that gorgeous glove save by Robin in the third.
In the game, Puck coming in, will send a shot, glove held on to.
That glove save with less than a minute left, I mean, that's probably the save of the whole tournament. Like, screw J-Roz's save against Akron. I think that glove save should really be on the NCRHA's front page for the next 8 years. Pure larceny, and I was really impressed with myself.
The loss meant a tougher path to the championship, and Yeshiva knew they were going to have to show up to the next game.
It's never a good feeling to lose that badly, but we knew that we had to shake it off and come back stronger for the next one.
Dude, those guys were so fast, so skilled, and I don't know, for me personally, I know most of the team hated them. I was like, dude, these guys have put in a lot of work. They're amazing, and like, it was motivation. Like, we got to be so much better if we ever want to win nationals.
Damn, yo, I fell right in front of their bench. Not a good look.
With nowhere else to turn, the team decided it was time to pay a visit to the local Chabad house for some spiritual and religious inspiration.
Chabad, baby. Nothing like a good Chabad show. Dancing with the Chabad rabbi was a pretty interesting experience.
When we went to the Chabad, we saw this like sort of like a beacon of light, like this beautiful brand new Chabad in the middle of Fort Myers.
The unlikeliest of impromptu farbrengens went down at the Fort Myers Chabad, where a bunch of hockey players looking for inspiration and a reason to smile met a Chabad rabbi who was just happy to see young Jewish faces.
Put a smile on everybody's face. The fact that we were dancing with a Chabad rabbi in Fort Myers, Florida, Nowheresville, anywhere, his son videoing us, putting it on YouTube, that was one of those experiences that you'll just never forget. And you're not really sure if you want to publicize it for everybody or keep it hidden from, not show anyone.
He also gave us a lot of confidence for what we're representing and really showed the importance of what we were doing.
More than anything else, more than getting to the Elite Eight, more than beating, a number 1 ranked team, more than, any of that, I just didn't want it to end.
You're constantly thinking in the back of your head, this could be it. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Like, this could be the game where, when that final buzzer sounds, you go home and it's over.
You want it so bad that you can't let it slip out of your hands because you just, you don't want it to end.
All of this nervous energy, I'm just gonna harness it and I'm going to give everything I have because there really may not be any tomorrow.
A lot of the burden was going to fall on the shoulders of Yeshiva's top 2 forwards. However, the talented playmakers were suffering a fairly infertile week and needed a big game if Yeshiva wanted a chance at the upset.
We wanted to give the other guys a chance to score a couple goals.
Going into Akron, in a game like that, a knockout game where everything's on the line, you just go in like a zone. I'm going to play my best game in the tournament for sure.
When it came down to it, when it was a knockout stage, we take care of business.
Standing in Yeshiva's way was a dominant Akron team that finished top 2 in the entire country. With stars like Mike Smith, Joey Maye, and Chris Johnston, Yeshiva was going to have their hands full. Unless they had the Rebbe on their side. So with their season on the line and Goliath standing in front of them, it was time for the Maccabees to take battle. And Yeshiva exploded right out of the gate.
2 playoff game here, Yeshiva University with the puck. Big save by the goaltender.
Right when I saw how, Jesse and Drazen, got after them on the forecheck, I kind of knew that, this was a game that, not only could we win, but I really felt that we were going to win.
With all the pressure that Yeshiva sustained in the early goings, it seemed just a matter of time before they struck first.
He's for both squads here. Wow, backdoor scores. Wow. Ratzker to Drazen.
That's a huge goal for Yeshiva.
That was a good one. I just remember saying to Drazen, we can actually beat this team. I had some pretty dirty dangles, which I haven't had most of the season. Most of my goals, most of my passes, like I said, gritness. When Drazen's in front, when you give him the puck, you know he's going to finish. So I made my first couple moves. I could have shot it, I probably could have scored, but I saw him in front. I knew he had a better chance to score. I sent it across. Big goal from a big player.
Akron got into some penalty trouble later in the period, and once again, the Macs had an opening to pounce.
We're going to have a penalty against Nahe.
The kill shows you what Akron's trying to do here.
Oh yeah, right here, it's an opportunity short by 2 guys for Smith.
Good job by Smith there, making sure he didn't pressure too much and got back in time.
There you go, 12 seconds left for Yeshiva, rebound, score! That'll be Jesse Gordon cleaning up the garbage on the rebound with 5.8 seconds left. And Akron's in a hole.
I always try hustling back, giving 100% on every play. I kind of pride myself on being a two-way player. And I just tried bodying him off so Amir could get control of the puck, and the rest is history, as Amir always does. That first lead pass out of the zone.
An early second period Akron goal showed Yeshiva that this game would not be as easy as they thought. And with a big penalty moments later, Yeshiva was right back on their heels.
I was just trying to send the message as the team enforcer. You gotta just kind of, impose your will sometimes.
But just as quickly as Gavin entered the box, he exited.
Oh, and just like that, Murdoch with a hammer.
With the quick power play goal, the game was knotted up at 2, and we were right back at square one. It was Akron who would take the lead with just under 6 minutes to go in the second on a controversial play.
And Nahe, all by himself now, Dipsy Dewey scores!
He took me down, and then I took him down. I tried to kind of just push the puck out, but he covered it slid it over to himself, and then he clearly got up quicker than I did. And then Drazen tried to, I don't know what the hell he was doing, slide across the crease or whatever, and then Nahe just put J-Roz in a pretzel.
Yeshiva would get a chance to tie things up moments later when Murdoch mistook Gavrin's head for a punching bag.
Jaslowicz, he covers up. Whoa, Murdoch didn't think he did.
Then, a rush by Drazen put another Akron player in the box, giving Yeshiva a big opportunity to make it a 3-3 tie.
So Drazen to take there, he's got a guy wide open, far side, scores! Amir Gavarin left completely open.
With the second penalty close to expiring, Yeshiva kept up the pressure as they were determined to take the lead on the man advantage.
Walking up with it is Shulman. Shulman all the way down now. Opportunity, Fuchs shot. He scores! Upstairs, back bar. That's where Mama keeps the liquor.
Definitely helped out the entire team, not just me. And yeah, it just showed I could play with the big boys.
The snipe was Yeshiva's third power play goal of the game.
A lot of the game comes down to those little aspects of who's going to be better on the penalty kill, who's going to be better on the power play. We got a lot of work in, with our coach Chris Moore. Gave us a little bit more of a strategic advantage in terms of how we want to run it, and just guys knowing where they should be. That was one of the biggest difference makers, and we have a lot of people to thank for it, and Chris Moore is one of the biggest.
Both teams traded chances in the dying stages of the second, setting up what was to be an exciting third.
Smith, 2-on-1 around the defender, off the, oh man, he put that off the crossbar.
Shaping up to be one of the best games that I've seen so far in the tournament. Definitely one of the best playoff games so far.
Akron wasted no time tying the game up once again.
Oh wow, right off the bat, Murdoch with the hattie.
It wasn't so deflating. I didn't feel deflated. I didn't feel like, they had really come back. I felt like, okay, like it's just another bump in the road, and we have a really resilient team. We're gonna get it back. We're gonna get one back.
What happened for the next 11 and a half minutes was helter-skelter, back-and-forth action with both teams generating grade A opportunities, looking for the go-ahead goal.
So the Zips are beating them to him right off the bat. Nahe, wide open, Smith off the crossbar! Get back, and unfortunately up to nobody. Drazen takes over, a little interception. Drismicki fell over, they got a 3-on-2. Drismicki, wow, what a back check to get a piece of that on goal, but it finds the stick of Smith. Smith steps through one player, two players, and his own glove save, Jaslowicz. Up now, settling the puck, Nahe, shot, oh wow, that went off the skate.
Goaltending is 90% mental, and we played such a good game up to that point. I just knew we were gonna win. Like, I believed in my mind that we were gonna win, so the saves just come naturally. Like the skate save also, I knew we were gonna win, so I was in the right mindset to make that save. That's it.
As the seconds tick, Haynes pressured by two Maccabees. Akron went for a change now, 2-on-1, a breakaway shot, oh! Wasted opportunity there. Side, now it comes its way back to Smith. He's gonna step through 1, 2, around a third, shot, rebound, stopped. Fruckner, Drazen. Drazen got some room. Stepping into the middle of the floor, now he's got more room. Backhand across. Where's the puck? Oh, it gets cleared away.
That third period of that game was so crazy. And like when I watch it over and over, I'm like, there were so many opportunities for the other team to just really bury us. And we were so determined to get out of that game and win.
By Margulies. Margulies just going to wind it around to kill the last couple seconds, and there they are. So ladies and gentlemen, officially we are looking for the golden goal as we go to overtime.
I just kind of looked everybody in the eye, and I just said to them that, believe in yourself and believe in the guy next to you.
I knew if we had a chance, we were going to bury it and we were going to win that game.
There was no doubt in our minds that we were going to win that game. It was just a question of, what shift are we going to score on, the first, the second, the third.
Wow, wow, wow. That's all I have to say. What a game this has been.
I've never been so excited and nervous in any type of game that I've ever been a part of, and I don't think I'll ever have that feeling again.
Yeshiva University out of the ECRHA, New York City. University of Akron out of Ohio. The Zips going at it. Overtime, constant 12-minute periods until we get the sudden victory goal.
Yeshiva got the first quality chance of the extra frame, but couldn't find the twine.
Blue shirts coming out with it in front. Oh, off the outside iron. First opportunity for Jesse Gordon to Yeshiva.
But then, Joey Nehe found the puck and the game on his stick with a seemingly gaping net. Keyword, seemingly.
Now Murdoch, in front, Nehe saved Jaraslowicz.
We went to Chabad the day before that game, and the Chabad rabbi in Fort Myers he gave us the ruach of the Rebbe, and right before that, I felt a little push. He knocked me right into the puck, saved the game.
Aside from that one golden chance, Yeshiva completely thwarted Akron's attack in overtime and stymied them offensively. With Akron's forwards slowing down, it was Yeshiva's time to pounce.
Akron to go there, 2-on-2 rush and a back checker coming after him. See how fast they work as Johnson couldn't take it off the boards there. He's going to get chipped ahead. Here's Gordon, 2-on-1 with Drazen. Gordon, Drazen, score!
Absolute euphoria.
Words. How do you say that in English? Speechless. Got it.
Shades of Arnott in 2000.
The hard work of 2 seasons, whole career. The dreams of 20 guys just coming to fruition.
Drazen scores! Yeshiva!
The Maccabees with the upset of the tournament.
Talk about upset! Wow. Hey, it works. Every time you get the puck, go. Run and gun, run and gun, run and gun. The whole game. Wow. How about this Yeshiva team?
I think Amir picked up a loose puck, finally made a good outlet pass right to Jesse.
I caught it off the boards. My defenseman, right away, he crashed me, so I went off the boards around him. And then I remember seeing Drazen banging his stick, just like, I know what he's thinking. He's like, if Jesse doesn't give me this puck, I'll kill him.
Found it on my stick. Top shelf.
Gordon, Drazen, scores! Gordon, Drazen, scores! Gordon, Drazen, scores! Yeshiva!
Some of the guys came off the bench. Most of them went directly to J-Roz. I don't know why.
Shout out to ABC kids skating to the goalie first.
I was just scared that I was gonna fall rushing onto the court afterwards.
After I score, usually I try to not smile so much, whatever, yeah, I've been there before. This time, just my smile was so wide, I couldn't hold it in. I was skating, shaking the hand, smiling. I felt so bad.
Something that you watch on TV and you always see, and you're never really a part of, and you don't really get to know that feeling.
It was unbelievable. Afterwards, you saw all the Akron guys just on the floor, holding their heads, how could this happen? And that's the feeling I had even going into overtime. How is this happening? We're not really supposed to be in this situation, and we willed ourselves to get there.
Congratulations to Chris Moore, who's watching back home, and everybody rooting for Yeshiva.
The fans back home were thrilled with the win, as many took the time to watch the team's progress throughout the tournament.
Woo! Yeshiva and roller hockey! That's what I'm talking about!
With the upset victory, Yeshiva advanced to the Elite Eight. They would take Shabbos off and play again Saturday night.
That's just one of those team emotions that you can never replicate.
I think a lot of guys deserve this, and it's a really great game, but standout player would not be here without him is Yoni Jarosowicz.
With the game going to overtime, that meant the players would have to hustle if they wanted to have any food prepared for Shabbos.
As soon as that game was over, I knew it was back to business. Shabbos is coming, and I have to go cook Ferda. I ran out of there so happy, got that grill fired up and going, and thank God we had an unbelievable Friday night meal with all the boys. We had to keep Shabbos on that same level of that win.
We knew we had no games for the next 25 hours, and it was just good to be all together.
For whatever reason, the team decided it would be a good idea to walk the 10+ miles to and from Chabad on Shabbos, on the morning of their Elite Eight game against Florida.
I think it just put us in a really dangerous situation. The amount of anti-Semitic slurs we got was very scary. I think we should have came into the Florida game well rested and not walked 10 miles that day.
While the team may have been drained from the walk that morning, they felt in the zone going into their big game that night. After a Shabbos full of bonding, the team was motivated to keep their season alive. But things did not start out as planned.
Oh no! Wow, backdoor.
Oh, dude, the second that goal went in, I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be a long night. Sometimes the hockey gods aren't on your side, and the hockey gods were not on our side that game.
Things continued to go poorly for Yeshiva. If the Akron game was YU at their best, the first period of the Florida game was them at their worst.
He'll have to pull back a little bit. Got to be a focus. You got to get it on net. That's got to be the key thing. Intercepted by Drazen. He's going to walk inside shot over there on the other rink. I would love to be over there and watch that, but I like Yeshiva. I want to watch them too. Drazen put it through the crease there.
I guess that's what Florida was really good at. I mean, I've never seen them play before. I've never seen them play after, but it seems like, you know, they're good at breaking teams down.
Yeshiva, great story. They go up against NCRHA Coast to Coast, #1 ranked Akron. Wow, nice shot off the crossbar there. Wow, what a screamer from Donnie Fuchs. He's been great for the Maccabees all tournament long. So they upset Akron when everyone thought they would probably lose that game. But I never count anybody out here in Division II. I've seen so many teams over the years, so many teams over the tournament. It's still wide open. And I don't know, wow, here's a breakaway opportunity. Now, Nicholson, shot, save, Jaraslowicz. Wow. Golden opportunity for Brendan Nicholson to get the Gators up 2-0. Denied.
J-Roz continued to keep the game close, but pretty soon there would be nothing he could do.
Rebound, and no signal has been made. Here's a potential breakaway opportunity. Here's Will Lawrence getting held onto. Tries to push the puck across, slides through the goal crease, down the goal line. Rebound, scores! Pushes ahead for Nicholson. Nicholson dances around a defender. Dipsy-doo, tic-tac-toe, they score!
With the Macs needing a quick response, it was Jesse Gordon who answered the call just 20 seconds into the second frame.
The 2017 National Collegiate Roller Hockey Championships. Yeshiva, wow, look at that. 24 seconds in, they're going to respond.
But a wild play moments later once again put them down 3.
Tough collision on the sideboards there. In front, oh wow. Give and go, did not end up in the net for Nicholson. He had a wide open net. Next shot, save Jaraslowicz. Buster scores!
And then the floodgates were open.
We still have that 3-goal lead. Wow! Off the draw, Florida pushes forward and wins. 2-on-2 rush. Shot, wow!
I actually still remember the play in my head. I remember thinking at the time I totally lost the guy, and then I kept on turning around and looking for him not being there, so it really sucked actually. And then they scored on that, so it was even worse. It just not great.
Under a minute to go now. Looking to get something going for the guys in blue. Shot blocked out. We're going to have a breakaway opportunity. All the way in now. Nicholson scores!
Yeshiva, a team known for their grittiness and fight, refused to back down, creating several scoring chances throughout the second, but could not find a way to cut back into the lead.
A little too far and off the skate of the referee, but taking there now. Yeshiva, 2 opportunities. Somewhat of a Cinderella story could be coming to a horrible end. These kids are something special.
But another goal by Gordon in the dying seconds gave the Macs a little bit of life going into the third.
Out of the last few seconds of the second period, another opportunity in front. Dipsy-doo score! Jesse Gordon, as these guys from New York City, Yeshiva University, are not giving up.
But a quick goal by the Gators to start the third period was the beginning of the end to the Mac season.
And a little light on his feet, the man they call Bones, and Maccabees still going to pressure. They play a full 36-minute game, no matter the score. A lot of passion, a lot of heart, tenacity from this crew, and they will not stop.
At least Adele got a shot.
A lot of pride in playing for your university here.
And then Gordo finished off the least significant hat trick in hockey history.
Oh, wow, what a deflection. Shot came in from Margulies, a tip by Gordon.
My first goal, I think, put us down 3-1 or I think my next goal was already like 7-1 or something. But at the end of the day, it was pretty cool. A lot of people watched this game.
As the clock approached 0, Yeshiva knew their season was coming to a close. And that was the humble ending of the 2017 Yeshiva Maccabees, a team much better than everyone thought, yet never really sure of how good they actually were. Even though it was a disappointing end to the season, this group of players had plenty to be proud of.
I think it was sort of like a ladder structure of the team where like we always wanted to get better and better, and we kept climbing throughout the last 2 seasons, and I hope that continues into the following years.
I don't really know if I thought it was going to go all the way. It was more just, let's see how far we can take this. And I think that we took it to so many next levels. You know, every time we reached a milestone, it was let's get to the next level. We won a game, let's get to 500. We got to 500, let's make the playoffs, let's win regionals, let's make it to Nattys. What's great about this team is that we never stopped. We never accepted that, look how far we've got, be proud. It was always, look how far we've got, be proud, let's get to the next level.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a group of gentlemen as fertile and tight-knit as this squad. Through everything, they always worked hard, did their best, and had a good time.
I think Yeshiva surprised a lot of teams in D2 this year. I think being the new team, we all kind of overlooked them, and that turned out to be a big mistake for a lot of us. They got to a real good start, and they finished strong all year. They're strong on the puck, they shoot the puck well, and I think they're a tight-knit group of guys, and I think that's what makes them a special hockey team.
We them boys, you know, we're all so close.
Those guys and myself have a bond that's different than anybody else. I think that's something that I'll cherish forever, and I know they will too.
Everyone's, you know, chirping each other in the locker room, having a good time, you know, singing niggins before games. I don't think any other team does that.
One of the things I loved from when you guys started playing in Division 4 in our house league, just watching, is you guys played a full hockey, pass the puck, everybody back check, hard both ways, doesn't matter what the score is, the way hockey's supposed to be played. The dedication that takes to say, okay, we're going to play 4 games on a Sunday starting at 7 a.m. and being done normally by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whereas another team plays 4 games over the course of the weekend, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and that everybody, you know, understands it in the fact of this is what we have to deal with, but we're going to do it and still have, you know, one of the best teams in the East. And that's what makes you guys a very special team.
The season is over, and that means some major roster turnover for the Macs. But if anything, they're excited for the new challenges heading their way.
There's a lot of potential for this team. I think these guys, we're giving it over in good hands.
New core group of guys, new season, new expectations. You know, got a lot to prove, a lot to keep up.
At this point, I think the only way I'd feel that we had a successful season is if we win it all. We beat the second-ranked team in the country. We know we can win at any level. We know that we could have put in more work than we did last year. We put in a ton of work, but there's always room for improvement. And you know, we're going to get better next year, hopefully. We're losing some key guys, but we're all going to have to step up. And you know, and at least personally, I wouldn't feel accomplished unless we won the whole thing. And I think it's attainable, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Yo, I go by the name of Dane Jones. I'm with my crew, and we gon' show y'all what we be snacking on. You dig? Okay. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. I can't get enough of these hot Cheetos and Takis. Got my fingers stained red and I cannot get them on me. You can catch me in my